In 2019, Red Bull sold a staggering 7.5 billion cans, almost one for every person on the planet. But the company is much more than just a sugary energy drink. Red Bull owns 2 Formula One teams, 5 professional football clubs, and an ice hockey team. They also organize extreme sports events like the Crashed Ice Challenge and the Wings for Life Run, sponsor thousands of athletes, and produce high-quality media content. Clearly, Red Bull's empire goes far beyond beverages. But is it all just marketing? Let's explore how Red Bull turned a simple drink into a global powerhouse. It all started in the summer of 1982 when Austrian businessman Dietrich Mateschitz, struggling with jet lag on a trip to Thailand, tried a local drink called Krating Dang. The drink, whose name means red gaur, a massive Southeast Asian bison, gave him an energy boost and sparked an idea. Mateschitz adapted it into a completely new product category: energy drinks, and, despite multiple rejections from Western investors who saw no market outside Asia, he pressed forward, knowing he was creating something entirely new. Believing strongly in his idea, Dietrich Mateschitz decided to create Red Bull and invested $500,000 of his own money. He then partnered with the owner of Krating Dang, who invested the other half, forming the company's foundation. Mateschitz adapted the original formula and taste for European consumers and officially launched Red Bull in Austria in 1987. Interestingly, when the drink was initially banned in Germany, it only boosted Red Bull's image, giving it a rebellious outlaw reputation that helped fuel its early popularity. Red Bull's early success in Europe was fueled by its outlaw reputation. Many young Germans even crossed the border to Austria just to get the banned energy drink. In its first year, Red Bull sold over 1 million cans. The brand quickly expanded across Europe, reaching Slovakia and Hungary in 1992, and Germany and the UK by 1994. By the time Red Bull entered the US market in 1997, it had become a daily sensation, selling over 1 million cans every single day. While soft drink giants like Coke and Pepsi relied on their deep pockets, they underestimated Dietrich Mateschitz's strategy and Red Bull's unique approach. Instead of handling every part of the business, Red Bull focused on what mattered most: selling the drink. Production and logistics are completely outsourced, allowing the company to pour all its energy into marketing, branding, and distribution. This strategy pays off handsomely. Red Bull cans cost only about 9 cents to make, but they sell for around $3.59 each, with big retailers like Walmart paying $44-48 for a 24-can crossover, 20 times the production cost per can. People happily pay this premium not just for caffeine and sugar water, but for the immense brand power and lifestyle image Red Bull has built over decades. Red Bull's explosive growth was no accident. It was the result of a carefully planned and highly effective marketing strategy. To create demand for a product that didn't yet have a market, Dietrich Mateschitz targeted the club and student scene first. The brand used popular university students as student brand managers, encouraging them to promote Red Bull on campus and host parties fully supplied by the company. Iconic Volkswagen Beetles with giant Red Bull cans appeared at beaches, colleges, gyms, and offices, handing out free samples and building instant recognition. Bartenders quickly realized the drink's profit potential, especially with now famous mixes like Red Bull with vodka or Jäger, which became bar favorites worldwide. Soon, Red Bull dominated nightclubs, festivals, and party culture, giving it a powerful edge over competitors. This was just the start. By owning and sponsoring sports teams and events, Red Bull built deep, lasting connections with consumers in ways traditional advertising could never match. Red Bull makes its customers feel bold, energetic, and adventurous by letting them drink from a can that carries the same logo seen on Formula One cars, skateboards, and record-breaking parachutes. Instead of traditional advertising, Red Bull uses what can be called story performing, the company docent. To look for stories to attach itself to. It creates its own by producing high-impact events and controlling the content through its own media network, owning the rights to every photo and video. This approach thrives on social media, where Red Bull's content goes viral and delivers massive returns on marketing investment. The most powerful example was Felix Baumgartner's historic space jump in 2012, which cost about $50 million, but generated an estimated $6 billion worth of global media coverage. By combining extreme sports sponsorships with a daring brand image, Red Bull has stayed the market leader, selling 7.5 billion cans in 2019 and generating over $6 billion in revenue. Even though the company spends nearly one-third of its revenue on marketing, its growth has slowed since 2012, showing the challenges of sustaining momentum at the top. Despite its global success, Red Bull still relies almost entirely on one core product, its energy drink. This heavy dependence limits long-term growth and creates risk, especially as health awareness rises and concerns grow about issues like obesity, insomnia, and diabetes. To protect its future, Red Bull's investments in sports teams and media production go far beyond marketing. They are a smart move to diversify and build new revenue streams beyond selling cans. By treating sports as a business, Red Bull operates a fully integrated entertainment and media ecosystem, covering everything from content creation and broadcasting to team ownership and player contracts. Its football clubs show this strategy in action, allowing talent to develop across teams in different countries, starting in Brazil, moving to Red Bull Salzburg, then to RB Leipzig in the Champions League, and later finishing a career with the New York Red Bulls in Major League Soccer. This system creates strong synergies and long-term value, proving how private investment in sports can strengthen Red Bull's global brand and business. Red Bull bought the New York soccer team in 2006 for an estimated $25 million. And according to Forbes, that team is now valued at around $290 million, nearly a tenfold return on investment. As the U.S. soccer market continues to grow, the value of a New York-based franchise is expected to rise even further. However, despite these impressive gains, Red Bull still earns most of its money from selling energy drinks, with beverage sales accounting for about 97% of total revenue. The company officially refers to its sports and media ventures as ongoing brand investments, suggesting that, for now, these activities are largely costs rather than true profit-generating businesses.